Hello and welcome to Ula Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenor and tonight I'm going to be reading your tea leaves. This is the horoscope for Libra. If Libra is your solar, lunar, ascendant / rising sign, then this is a message for you. All right, let's get started. And so this is a bonus reading for Libra. And our card is the Two of Swords. We're going to go ahead and take a look and see what do these tea leaves have to say tonight. And so if you have not subscribed yet, please think about doing that. You can hit that little bell. It'll let you know when the next reading is coming out. It is free to subscribe. Also, if you'd like to leave a comment, please do. I'd love to hear from you, especially if you're new to the channel. Shout it out in the comments. Okay, so I want to start with, it looks like a house right here. Okay, you can see kind of the top of the house up here, the roof, and within that house, it looks like we have the number 8. So this, it really leads me to believe that maybe this is a house number that has an 8 in it. It could be the street, has, something to do with it could be, an 8 on 8th Street or 88th Street or whatever. It could be that there is really, just energetically, 8 as a kind of, almost like a life path running through the house, right? And as I'm saying this, I feel like it's like you're nodding your head. You know this energy. Maybe it's even like your favorite number, right? So I also see that we have, it looks like a person who I almost feel like they're, it's like they're sizing up the place. They are... And not to steal. That's not what I mean. They're not like checking their case in the joint. No, it's like I almost feel like somebody is looking at your life and they are investigating it in some way. I don't know if it's like a private detective or some kind of business related thing like insurance or disability or maybe you're going to be selling your house or you're looking into buying a house, and there's a sense of like maybe it's an inspection of some kind, but there is a feeling of somebody really kind of looking at the actual house and maybe the occupants. Okay. I don't think that this is a nefarious thing. I think that you're fully aware, or at least like have the idea that this might be happening. It feels like it's a good thing. It feels like it ends up in your favor. Okay. Now we have a person here who looks like they're kind of heading away from the house, right? Walking away. Now we have a bird right here. We also have a person here. You can see the head, the body, maybe wearing a dress or some kind of little robe or something, holding a coin. We have the person over here. They almost actually look like they're running this way. So I kind of feel like it's almost kind of an urgent message from somebody coming through. Like you're going to wake up to a text, right? You wake up to a text early in the morning, in the middle of the night. It feels like somebody having kind of a bit of a crisis. Okay. I don't know that it's anything very serious, but for them it feels very serious. Like, I don't think it's life-threatening type of thing, but it feels like there's almost a kind of, well, like crying, hysterical kind of, hyperventilating, just upset. And reaching out to you, I feel, for some kind of support. And I think actually, this makes sense to me why we have the Peace card, or the Two of Swords, because you are a stable person. You are somebody who is often in balance. And when you're not, you're working towards it, right? You don't just languish in chaos. You don't just like let things deteriorate to the point of no return, right? You are proactive. So I think that this is really kind of an energy of somebody who they know you're the person to go to because you kind of have your stuff together. And if it's not like you're, super together, like mentally, you're emotionally, psychically very together. And I do feel like there's going to be kind of an ask for money. They're going to be asking for money, definitely. Now, are you willing to hand that over or not? I don't know. I think it really kind of depends on what the situation is. Is this something that happens often? Is this something that is, completely out of character for them? All of that is going to be really a deciding factor. Now, we also have the lucky number 7, and it does look, it has a line above and a line below, so it does remind me kind of like a slot machine. So you have some luck coming into your life, right? And I, being the superstitious person that I am, I almost kind of wonder if you are willing to lend some help to this person. Maybe this kind of brings a stream of luck into your life. Okay, now we also have next to it kind of this little hill with a flag planted upon it. Now, when I see that, it makes me believe that you are taking some kind of stance on something. You have won some battle, right? And you are really planting your flag there. Now, I'm wondering if this has to do with something at work. This one feels like, yeah, the household is cool. Everything kind of real stable. Aside from, this kind of whatever situation. They're having like a breakup. They're having some trouble, I don't know. Maybe it's like you're a child or an adult now, but they're having trouble like paying a bill or their job, or I don't know. Whatever people get upset about. I don't know. I get upset about everything. I'm emotional about everything. Let me just tell you, this new moon that we have just had, and I think we're actually still at the very end of it. It's starting to, we're going into waxing here pretty quickly. And I love the new moon. It affects my life so deeply though. Every single month I can feel it. Like how people think of the full moon really like making people act wild and crazy and your life going into chaos for a couple days. That is the new moon for me. And it has been just a real strong one. For myself, like emotionally, oh my goodness. I'm coming up on the anniversary of the passing of somebody very important to me, and I can feel it. It's one of those situations where as soon as you get into that part of the year, right, within a couple weeks of somebody's passing, the anniversary, it just hits you. And I can feel that for myself. I've been very emotional, and very weepy, unfortunately. But then around me, just people having a lot of difficulties this last few, I don't know, over the weekend especially, but it feels like it's really come to a head. And I hope it's been different for you. But I'm looking at this, and it's kind of like, you almost have the same kind of vibe where, you know, people around you are really struggling, and you look at your own situation, you're pretty solid. And it's not that you're gloating, but you find, you know, reasons to really be thankful for the life that you have. And I feel that so deeply right now with, you know, the current affairs of life and even in the greater collective, right? Trying to combat the terror of everything with gratitude, okay? Now, I also just feel like there's a pride, there's a confidence. You are accomplishing the things that you're setting out to, right? You are really focused on getting things done together, just owning it, man. Like, I just feel like you are really just feeling good about yourself, because you're winning at life, where you are applying your energies, and not a bad place to be in, not at all. Now we also have, it looks maybe like initials, T and S, TS, okay? Now we have kind of a desert. It reminds me of a desert scene. We have a little lizard kind of here on a rock. We have a person kind of sitting up here next to a fire. Maybe like a little old tree. We have the Hanged Man energy. Ooh, having to do with love. Okay. Also, we have, it looks like a phoenix, okay, a bird. It reminds me of kind of a indigenous American kind of style of drawing as well. So, let's start with the Hanged Man. Now, I feel like it's not the end of love. It's not giving up a love. It's not sacrificing a love. But I think that it is making some kind of compromise within a relationship that's probably romantic. And it maybe is something that you know maybe needs to happen, right? And you're probably pretty willing to do it, but I feel like you've been stalling a little bit. But now we look over here and we have the lizard. The lizard is the elemental of the fire, right? The wand energy. So this is all about passion and motivation, productivity, getting things really going. And so I feel like this is a place where you're feeling really like you're in action. So I think you're in space action, not inaction, but in a state of action, just to be clear. And so I do see you really kind of, taking the time and effort to work on this. And it looks like a minor situation within the relationship, but yes. Okay. It's like, this is like a thing where it's like, you keep forgetting to put your dishes in the dishwasher. Yeah, you don't put the toilet seat down, and you're really starting to tick off some people in the house, right? And it's like, okay, I'm gonna make a compromise. I will put the toilet seat down. I will remember, just making an effort. Okay. And I think that's really kind of what it comes down to. Something very kind of simple and easy fix. But I feel you in a place of being, very aware of these minor changes, re-sculpting a few things. Now I see you next to the fire as well. And so I feel like there is a warmth in your life. I feel like you are in a place of feeling pretty confident in your abilities to grow the things that you want to, your love, your relationships, your work, your ability to make money, your creativity, your passions. enjoyment, leisure, whatever, right? All of these kinds of things easily at your fingertips. And I think you are just really, it's like you're meeting the day with a sense of purpose, right? You're not lamenting it. You're not necessarily like clicking your heels and dancing, right? But there's a sense of you feeling gratitude that, hey, I woke up today and I have places to go, places to be, things to do, and I am happy for it. I am thankful for it. I could be doing nothing and just kind of in a place of toil or listlessness or just kind of, out at sea, but you're not. You're very in the moment, in the place, present, and making such use of it, right? Happy that you're in this place, I think. Happy. Or at least feeling some relief, right? Not in a low state, not in a high state, but just in that right little groove. Now, we also have that Phoenix, and again, this is that energy of rising, of renewal, of meeting the new, chapter, doorway, rite of passage, whatever it is, meeting it with a heart that is aflame. You are, and it is, I keep thinking, it's like you're really ready to show up. You're not just going to kind of go through the motions of this next thing. No, you're excited to be there. You're excited. You're excited about what life might bring. What's next? And I think it's the key to everything for you. This looks like a key. The key to everything. It's that secret sauce that just makes things work. And it is the excitement about life. When you get into a place where things are devolving, you feel like you're in a state of decay, you maybe are succumbing to bad habits or inactivity or procrastination, you're deepening into sorrow or grief or self-pity, depression, whatever, right? It feels like the end of the world for you. I mean, sometimes I think it's like you can't picture another day, another way that this life could go. A happy time again, right? You just get sunk into that sunken place, right? But when you are lifted out of it, you just claw and pull and fight your way out. And really, sometimes that's what we have to do. We have to fight our way out of that melancholy. And once you get out of that and you get going, it gets rolling and you're feeling yourself again. You're feeling powerful again. Oh, you could do anything. And I think that you know that. And that's why that's the key. But it's not just that. It's not just a sense of feeling powerful. It's a sense of gratitude, being thankful for the good, for the bad, for the in-between. That is the thing that sustains your power. Is to be able to really look around at your life and see where the blessings are. All right, let's take a look. It says, I love, and then what is it? There's a little smiley face. I love. Let's see if we can see. What do you love? Now we have a hawk. So I wonder, it's somebody maybe with an E name, or there's an E in their name. But we have that hawk. So I think that this is a person who, they're intellectual. They are well-spoken. They are captivating, interesting. And that's the thing here, is I think that you are drawn to somebody who really challenges you mentally. I think that you like to be in relationships where you feel like you're learning, right? Not that they're teaching you, but you're learning alongside, right? To be with somebody who is as motivated within their life as you are, it helps keep that energy going. To be with somebody who doesn't have any interest in anything, they don't like to do anything. They just kind of like, sit around, they watch, TV or on their phone or, whatever. Not that those are bad things. I watch a lot of TV and I'm on my phone quite often as well, right? But, it's just, you've met some people like this. We all have. They just have no interest in anything. You talk to them and it's like pulling teeth to like get to a place of like, well, what are you into? What do you feel strongly about? What are you passionate about? Not much of anything, right? I don't know what they're doing. But to be in a relationship with somebody like that would be like a soul death for you. Not something that you could maintain. Not at all. I see you with a person who is just so bright, so innovative, and it's not a competition, but it motivates you to do better. It motivates you to keep growing in your own existence because you are next to a person who is brilliant as you are, as devoted to life and learning and being and existing as you are. And that is a beautiful thing. And if you don't have that yet, I feel like it's something you really, really desire for. I don't know if that is what you will find around this corner, but I feel like there's a good possibility. Yeah. Because you're putting that energy out there. And as much as you would be this person or they would be this person for you, you are also this person for somebody as well, right? If you are already in a relationship, it's like your spouse, your partner, they feel this way about you, the same as you feel about them. And if this is somebody that you are looking for, right, when you find them, it will be equally matched, okay? So let's go ahead and take a look at our self-care affirmation cards. I'm going to go ahead and flip through. I'm going to stop where it feels right. It says, the sacred temple. My body is a sacred temple. I care for my physical self with exercise, nourishing food, and deep rest. I treat my body like a treasured temple. All right, let me just say, yeah, these are all things that I hit on a lot in our readings, being in our routines, and listen, let's not just call it exercise, intentional movement, whatever that looks like for you, right? It's not just like going and lifting weights or doing the exercise bike or whatever it looks like for you. There are plenty of days for me where I'm like, it's my vacuuming the house and mopping the floors and, taking the garbage up the road to where they'll pick it up. But it is intentional movement, nourishing food, whatever that looks like for you. Okay. Personal to you and your experience. And also deep rest. Listen, that's the one I really key in on. Making sure you are getting restful sleep. Making sure that you are in a sleep habit that is beneficial to you, right? We all need different amounts of sleep, and that changes with our like how we're living, what's going on in our lives, right? When I was younger, I used to sleep for like 10 hours if I could, right? And that was perfect for me. And I wish, right? Now I sleep for maybe 5 to 7 hours a night. It works for me now. If I can get 6 hours of sleep, that's like perfect. If I get 8 hours of sleep now, I feel like I'm going to have a headache all day. I've slept too much, right? And so it shifts and you roll with it throughout your life. You know, we'll all go through different cycles, but whatever it looks like for you, make sure that you are trying to get the sleep that you need. Because listen, maybe it's just me, I am so affected by not getting enough sleep or sleeping too much. And this is something that took me 30 some years of my life to figure out. I know, a pretty late bloomer. But when I got into recovery for substance abuse and, you know, after some years of that, and I have mental health things going on and whatever, I started to really focus on making sure that I had a good routine, which wasn't very normal for me. The kinds of jobs I had were kind of not, mostly I waited tables and worked in restaurants. So my shifts were constantly different, right? And I was working at different places. So I'd, you know, work days and nights sometimes in the same day and whatever. So once I got into a position where I could have a better routine, I started to realize that my emotional things and my flare-ups of especially like PTSD stuff, very centered around my sleep. If I wasn't getting enough, if I wasn't, you know, if I was sleeping too much or whatever. So it's not the only thing, of course, but it is something that is so important. If you can go like a month, right, where you are getting good sleep, you're going to bed as early as you can, you know, reasonably, and getting up whatever, and listen, you might work nights, so this might be different for you, but whatever it is, you're getting a little extra sleep, you're making sure that you're going to sleep and getting restful sleep, getting into REM sleep, and sustaining that for a few weeks. Come back and tell me how different you feel. Because it is. It's a world of difference. Absolutely. So anyways, I'm going to go ahead and tell you I love you, Libra, because I do. And I thank you so much for spending this time with me. It is always such an honor. If you would be so kind as to like the video, it helps the channel a lot. If you haven't subscribed yet, think about doing that. It is free to subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell to turn on all of the notifications so you don't miss any of the readings. Although I have heard that not only my channel, but my husband's channel over at Dove and Serpent Tarot, check him out. People haven't been getting the notifications. Also not getting the recommends for our videos in your feed. So just make sure that you're maybe searching for us here and there, coming and finding the videos when you remember to do so, because that will boost your likelihood of seeing our videos in your recommendations. And what's the other thing? Oh, yes, if you want to leave a comment, please do. I would love to hear from you, especially if you're new to the channel. Definitely shout it out in the comments. With that, I will tell you I love you, I thank you, and we will talk in a few days. Good night, good night, good night.